Well, RiskConnect is the conference dedicated to risk professionals, to the unsung heroes of the payment industry. And we're really trying here to bring together all stakeholders from the industry, whether these are merchant acquirers, PSPs, ISOs, regulators, card schemes, and so on, to really have a vibrant dialogue about current topics that represent the greatest risk for this specific industry. Well, Carl Bernstein was so right when he said we're all looking for the best obtainable version of the truth. Whether that was back in the Watergate area or now, we are currently all working with indicators, and often we as risk professionals are being removed from talking to merchants directly. So we can only act on indicators and make our estimation on that behalf. That leads, of course, to the fact that we have to make up what is actually real. What is the merchant up to? Because we always have to think the merchant will give us the best version, the most vanilla version of his websites, with straight sales on it, with a clear description, with all the necessary disclosures. But we need to understand that sometimes these sites are produced for the acquirer as plausible deniability. Therefore, it is really key to facilitate a holistic investigation, to fully understand the whole merchant universe and then make our estimation whether that's a merchant we want to work together with or not. Key is really here understanding the risks that are coming to the acquirer. Well, deceptive marketing per se, or marketing per se, has many faces, unfortunately. Often it is not the product that is the problem. The product is usually perfectly fine. It's the way how the merchant is presenting the product to the customer. And that can have many forms, from artificial counters on the website that try to increase the pressure on the consumer to click the button without reading the necessary terms and conditions. That goes over to forced subscriptions that you're signing up for, multiple subscriptions on one single website, or even those merchants that completely disregard any kind of terms and conditions and just tell you can sign up with this service for just $1 and win an iPhone, although they're actually using that transaction for something completely different. Therefore, there's no golden rule to approach deceptive marketing. It's really important that you know all the various modus operandi out there and that you then investigate the sales structure of the merchant, the traffic of the websites, and identify what kind of indications point out that this merchant might be up to deceptive marketing practices. In this regard, I would always want to stress that analyzing the associated traffic of a website gives you a very, very good clue where are consumers coming from, and then going the next step to identify how have they been lured in to get to this portal. That is really the key to determining whether a merchant is utilizing deceptive marketing practices or not. So yes, this is our 5th edition of the Fundamentals of Merchant Acceptance, and this year we're really focusing on deceptive marketing practices. The important thing here is MasterCard last year came out with the new regulation when it comes to negative option billing merchants, really changing on how acquirers are actually boarding and monitoring these types of merchants. And it is important to understand if card associations bring out these rules, issue these regulations, they usually have a global impact. So in many cases, much further, much wider than a government can actually do that. And in the book this year, Deceptive Marketing Practices, we picked up all the various forms that are out there, the various sectors where it is applied to. And if we just think about nutraceuticals, cryptocurrencies, binary and forex, there are so many different areas that we would literally say no business sector no business sector is excluded from the possibility of utilizing deceptive marketing practices. And of course, we now took this over into our online academy that we will launch in the beginning of 2020, where we're really focusing on various topics such as fundamentals of investigation techniques, various high-risk businesses, merchant location, and of course also deceptive marketing techniques. And we're really thrilled about that simply because it gives us the capability to reach out to far more people and to provide these services in multiple languages. I enjoyed the most indeed the keynote speech on the first day. The two, as they call them, brother Obermeyers that were investigating the Panama Papers. It was really great to see how brave they were. And although there were so many threats and risks out there as they were investigating dictators and authoritarian regimes, it is really great to see that these people followed through and that kind of action really makes a global difference.